Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. And another one. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Here goes another one. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I said a motherfucking another one. Bye-ya, bye-ya, bye-ya. Orale, as you can tell by that thumbnail. Orale, Swifty. Bye-bye. Hasta luego. Hasta la... Oh, hell no, right? Swifty Blue says he's leaving California. He's out of here. Fuck this. This ship is sinking and I'm going to get on before it sinks. Now, it might be sinking for him, but for me and you, it definitely isn't, right? And the reason it isn't is because we know when to keep our mouths shut and not speak on certain situations. Now, one thing I'll tell you for sure, I was looking through the feed for some content and I came across a conversation between Swifty Blizzu and one of his camaradas, one of his homeboys. And it looked a little bit animated, you know, it looked like they were having a good time, but at the same time, they started talking serio, some seriousness, you know, with what just happened to the young rapper incarcerated, being killed in the showers. You know, I'm sure deep down inside that has alerted Swifty Blue. I'm sure he's concerned. He may not show it, he may not act it, but at the end of the day, he's definitely a concerned party in the situation. When you're an up-and-coming rapper, nowadays, especially Raza, man, it seems like it's an ugly situation, right? And with Swifty, and we all know, let's not bullshit. Sasuke Agar! Let's not bullshit, right? Let's just keep it real. We all know Swifty definitely has spoken aloud, has disrespected a few people, has made some enemigos along the way. Or he already had enemies and he just relighted that fire, like a Johnny Cash song, you know? Come on, baby, light my fire. Order to Swifty, you lit that fire, definitely. So he's a hated individual. He's well loved by his fans and the people that love his music and the people that like his get down. But at the same time, he's hated by those that don't respect the get down. Now, myself, I respect the way he's genuine, the way he just says what he feels and what's on his mind. And I respect his talent, his music. But at the same time, I'm of the understanding that I know that this Volta definitely needs to cool down and relax a little bit because it's an ugly situation, man. You know, this kid, Money Sign Sway, just got hit in the showers for God knows what. Whether it was because people were jealous or people just didn't like the way he was wiggling, or was it a money situation? One never knows, does one. But what we obviously do know is he's no longer with us. And so with that being said, I'm sure other rappers that kind of have that same style, that kind of have that same notoriety when it comes to social media, definitely are alarmed. You know, I remember when this first happened and I heard about it 6 a.m. the other day, right after, you know, right early in the morning, man, I got the phone call and myself and Dubs and the homie was letting us know exactly what took place the night before. We definitely were concerned, not only for that individual and what he was going through, he was gone. We already knew that. But we were more concerned with, hey, what's going to happen with these other rappers? I hope that they see what's going on now. I hope that they see the demo that's being laid down for them. You know, you think if you're out there chasing clout, or if you're out there causing problems on the internet, that you're going to be all right when you get to prison, Holmes, you got another thing coming. Shit, you're not all right if you're just a normal vato. You know what I mean? If you're a normal vato in prison, you definitely got to watch your back. Watch your back. You got to watch my back. You know, don't wash my back. I said, watch my back, right? Because you definitely are better be of the understanding it could go down at any point in time. You know, you make the wrong person mad, he's going to get at you in a vicious fashion. Now, it doesn't matter, like I said, if you're in a SNY yard, a general population yard, a 2-yard, 3-yard, 4-yard, the wiggleization is real, man. The pegadalization is definitely realer. So when I heard Swifty having this conversation, and he was kind of joking, but filling the waters out about moving to Arizona, he said, man, I'm out of here. And I said to myself, smart move, but at the same time, what does that show with his character? What kind of reflection is that going to have with his fans or the people that think he's a real one out there in the streets? Now, I'm not belittling the Vato saying he's not a real one, because if that's what he says he is, then that's what he is. You know, if he goes out there holding it down, pulling out white herbs allegedly and doing his thing, Holmes, then it is what it is. We can only go based upon what we see. Now, I understand a lot of these things are staged. A lot of these things are just put out there for attention, for clout, and just to keep the buzzing cousin going. You know, you got to understand, that's just the way it is. In this life we live, that's the way it is. People are going to put out there what they want you to see. So that way, that personality that you think they are, you're feeling it a little bit. You know, you got to put some context behind that character. And that's just what Swifty does, you know. Do I think he's the downest vato in Southern California and ready to rock at any point in time? I'm not going to take nothing from him, but I've seen some pretty bad vatos in my times, right? Some real ones. I'm not saying he's not a real one, but at the same time, you know, some of the things he does is rather unbecoming on social media, you know, pulling out alleged straps on people, getting at Asian civilians some type of way, pulling out things in front of children. There's just a lot of things going harassing innocent bystanders at stores. There's a lot of things that I see that I definitely don't agree with, but at the same time, who the fuck am I? I'm just a vato on YouTube speaking my mind, right? If you guys are looking right now at this thing on my neck, okay, let's just say I got in a little scuffleupagus, right? Vato tried to scratch me. No, there was no shanks used. It was all scratching. Now look, swollen. Now you already know what it is, man. We're not even going to go into too much of that. But at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, allegedly, it's all allegedly. I wanted to say that, you know, Swifty had that right frame of mind talking about leaving California. But what happens when you leave California? See, California is not as vicious as, say, other states. They're all vicious in their own right. Bro, if you go to Texas, you better watch out. You might get blasted. If you ain't blasting, they ain't lasting, right? You go to New Mexico, sabes que there's real hitters up out of Nuevo Mexico. You go to Arizona, you already know what it is. Homes, don't go to Maricopa County, right? There's just certain places, New York, Atlanta, Chicago, stand up. You know, it's a lot of respect. I'll be there soon. There's just so much going on in these different places that you can't say, you know, I'm going to get up out of here. And you can't run from the gangs and you can't run from the politics. See, that's one thing that's never, you just can't do. If you represent something, if you're standing down, remember, the southern side, not the other side. If you're really representing that, then you have to go and fight right there in them jungles, homes. You got to hold it down on the concrete. When the times get rough, homes, you can't pack your shit up and bounce. You know, I've tried that before. I'm going to go to a different state. I'm going to get a good job. I'm going to meet me a new lady, get a meet my mom from a white girl. Did that, didn't quite work out. Found myself back in that water like, man, I couldn't even go to Merced. I was in that water like, sad that a motherfucker just doesn't work out, you know, not for everybody. Was I running from anything? Absolutely not. You know, I was just trying to increase the longevity of my life. I was trying to get a good holiday, make some money, and possibly be a good father to my children. And not everything worked out according to the way I wanted to work out. But at the same time, at least I tried this. You can't get mad at me for trying, right? Now, one thing is for sure, and these are facts. Swifty saying that he was going to Arizona. He might have been playing. He might have been joking. But I know it definitely ran through his mind like, hey, I got to get the hell up out of here. Shit is getting hot. Shit is getting heavy. Shit is getting real. See, there's no more realer than a body in a bathroom stall. There's no more realer than a vato in the showers dead, right? That's as real as it gets, homes. That's not for fakes. That's for keeps, right? That's for reals. And I definitely of the understanding that he felt that. You know, he definitely seen that situation because there was about 3 or 4 days there since that murder occurred that Swifty was offline, man. He was very quiet. There was a lot going through his mind, I'm sure. I felt bad for the individual. There was a lot of people saying he's next, Swifty's got this coming and that, and que la chingada, and whatever the hell they were saying. And at the same time, I was saying to myself, damn, that's unfortunate, man. Imagine when that vato looks in the mirror and he's by himself, all on his lonesome, just him, his wide up gun, and his chichis. He's probably saying to himself, damn, bro, I got to get up out of here. But everything that you do in life follows you, bro. It's called karma. You know, if you wolf on people online, if you disrespect people, if you're going to other people's hoods, running up on innocent civilians with straps, allegedly, and things of that nature, guess what's going to happen, homes? It's never going to go away. What's solidified in YouTube and Instagram and all that, it's solidified. It's always going to be the cloud. Someone downloaded it into their CD-ROM, homes, and now they're trying to knock it up out your CD-ROM. That's just the way it is. They're trying to scratch that demo. Now, I will tell you this, Swifty, this is truth. You can run, but you cannot hide in the game. You know, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, a rapper, someone that has to go to the fairgrounds, someone that has to go to these concerts, someone that has to go to these lowrider shows, someone that eventually, hopefully, one day, if your talent gets you there, can go to a big pavilion and make things happen, then you're definitely going to have to be committed to being out there. You know, and you got to be of the understanding that it could come at any time. And that's the unfortunate situation is you know what you look like, but they know what you look like too, but you don't know what they look like. See, I've always been aware of that situation myself. You know, there's always vatos lurking. There's always vatos that feel some type of way about you because of things that you've said and because how you wiggle. They're mad at you because they ain't you. That's understandable. I go through the same shit. but at the same time, I know when and where and how to wiggle. I hope he does as well. Now, one thing is for sure. If Swifty does ultimately decide to move, if he was just throwing fillers out there, seeing gauging where his homeboy was at with it, and they laughed about it, if he really did decided to leave, his face is already out there. He's already well known, and any cagada, any mierda, any chorro that you've left behind definitely will follow you. Maybe not the chorro, but the smell will. You know, cagada is cagada. Shit is shit, homes. You're gonna take all your bad shit with you, and it doesn't matter where you go. See, I'm under the assumption that Swifty still has a pending case, a pending Wyatt Earp case, in California. You know. So definitely I hope that works out for him. He doesn't find himself in a situation to be hit in LA County Jail or any other county jail for that matter, because people are definitely going to feel some type of way. You know, I think this Vato has triggered emotions. He's triggered people in many different ways, you know, whether it be a certain gang that he disrespected or they feeling some type of way because their homeboy got into a scuffleupagus with this guy, or if it's just people that just don't like him just based on whatever reasons they may have. It's definitely unfortunate that he will have to go through this. Now, I know this, you know, when certain people in your genre, certain people that are of like-mindedness come up short and dead, man, that definitely is alarming and concerning to you, you know, especially when other people are on the internet woofing that you're next or that was basically for you to see. You know, that kid was up and coming. You know, that kid didn't bother a fly, Holmes. Did what he did, put on this persona out there in the world. A lot of young people believed he was truly gangster, and he lived by that sword and he died by it. He definitely died by it. That's a perfect example of someone that lived by it and died by it. Now, to what degree of dying, the most unfortunate degree, and the worst part of all, is no one's been apprehended. Nobody knows. You know, it's very quietly kept. You know, and that's even a sicker situation, you know, because everybody's wondering why and how. Well, we know how, but why? Why is the big question, and why is the question we shouldn't even be asking, and we should just be sitting back and waiting. But I'm sure Swifty's asking the same question. Why? It got to the point now where he was quiet for 4 or 5 days and said, fuck that, I'm going to Arizona. Well, let me tell you about Arizona. See, I've been to Arizona, man. And let me tell you a little story about Arizona. Since Swifty mentioned Arizona, we're going to go that route. First and foremost, shout out and respects to real ones out of Arizona, man. AZ ain't to be slept on, ain't to be played with. It was once part of Mexico as well. También, it's definitely vicious over there. Now, I remember when I went on the run, me and the homeboy wiggled out there to Arizona, to Phoenix, you know, to be exact, to be Pacific, and it wasn't nowhere, to be specific, and it wasn't by the Pacific. I'm going to just say that. Guard, you know I did that, right? So we wiggled out to Phoenix, and we stood at this big hotel, and the homeboy and the homegirl had put us up for about a week, and I had a couple of homeboys that lived out there. They had been staying out there. One, you know, they're both representing the Vato, but at the same time, one of them was in the dope game. The other one was just trying to be a local little rapper. Yeah, he dropped a couple tracks. It said it's on YouTube, but I'm not going to say his name. He knows what it is. And it was him and his carnal. His carnala was actually very good friends of mine. She was the homegirl. She made sure that when we got in there, we were able to get in touch with their brothers, to which I didn't even know they were in Phoenix. I didn't even know we had homeboys from our barrio holding it down in Phoenix. But when we got there, it was cool, me and my homeboy, to know that we had some camaradas that already were established right there so we could wiggle. So I remember the wigglization was real in Arizona. We thought it was cool. We went to a club back in the days called Panteras. It was a paisa club. It was popping. There was nothing but vatos with gold teeth, fur coats, and gold AK-47s. Truth. I ain't lying. Anyone that knows Phoenix, they'll tell you. It was definitely popping at that club. So we definitely did our thing. I boned about 6 bad tortas over a series of 3 nights. Then my old lady came to visit me on Valentine's Day. Then her ass wiggled off, and then I boned 3 more. Chef, she ever watches this? That's the truth. See? I told you I'd tell you the truth one day. So I ended up doing my thing, and we had a great time. We kicked it with the homeboys, but after we left, we went to Juarez, Mexico, and we did our thing. What happened was one of the homeboys found himself cut up in pieces and left in a trunk because of what he was doing. So that made me realize right there, Arizona wasn't all fun and games. It wasn't all kickback and vacations. It wasn't all fucking putas and gold chains. It was real life, right? Just like California was real life. You can get smacked on real quick. In fact, the homeboy got cut up in a whole bunch of pieces. You know, they killed communists for fun, but for a green card, they carved him up real nice, and it was fucked up because that was a good homeboy of mine. Rest in peace, brother. I don't mean to make fun of you, but at the same time, in the meantime, between time, you did owe me $100. Now, trip out. So the homeboy got smoked on, right? He got killed, and I remember his brother calling us like, damn, did you hear what happened to my canal? And I said, fuck, bro. He was like, it was 2 days after you guys left. I said, man, I'm sure glad we was gone, right? But here we were over there in Juarez in no man's land. That's it. We're walking over dead bodies on our way to go get a pinchy hamburger. It was bad. So we got on from there, and ultimately I ended up catching my case, getting locked up, getting arrested, and going to prison. You guys know that story. Fully activated. Now, I got to prison with the understanding that I was an active gang member, that I was in a situation, in a place where I was going to have to be aware at all times and look around me, because anybody can get it. I didn't know if there was someone that I ran into a long time ago that I did dirty on the streets that felt some type of way about me, and he was going to dirty Mac and smut me up behind the scenes. It happens, right? A lot of things happen, but my name wasn't out there like that. I wasn't a YouTuber. I wasn't what they like to call a YouTube celebrity. I wasn't none of that, right? I don't consider myself that anymore or at all. But some people do. But at this point in time, no one knew who the fuck I was, other than a few homeboys and a few putas that I double up, gave it to them good. Jeezy knows. Oh yeah, right. So I did my thing. But Swifty's different. Swifty's a well-known artist, a well-known rapper. Someone that if he gets locked up, everyone's gonna recognize him either by the tattoos or the chichis. They're gonna know exactly who that vato is, and he's got into a lot of pleito with people, man. And this is only what we know about, what we see, in social media. I'm sure he's got a lot more shit going on. Now, I've talked to someone who knows him very well, man, and this individual told me he's very level-headed. He's actually a smart individual. So, hey, this is what I'm saying, eh? If you get a chance to move and you want to go wiggle, let's say, that'd probably be the best thing to do. But if you're going to go that route, you can't be a rapper. You can't continue to do that, man, unless you're on the East Coast somewhere, over there in New Hampton, that's it, doing your thing. Because anywhere on the Western Hemisphere, man, people are going to get at you. It's unfortunate, and I hate to say it, but there's a lot of people that don't like Swifty Blue, man, and it's cold. Now, I myself have nothing against the guy. I like his music. Like I said, I like the music. The melody was really tight, but I know you're not going to sing that song, right? So I don't know exactly how other people feel, but I know how I feel, I said. And I know how he feels. Imagine if someone that you did music with, someone that you knew, someone that was a youngster that even looked up to you, just got killed in prison, and you're looking at a case, you're fighting a case from the streets to which ultimately you could end up in prison. Think about what's going through his head every day. See, we don't have to worry about them situations. I said, all we have to do is get up in the morning, eat a big ass bowl of Captain Crunch, get a mamon from a fat chick that we met 2 nights before at a badass concert, right? And then do our videos, or we can go to work, or we can weld, or we can grind, or we can do whatever it is that we do, man. But we don't have to worry about things hanging over our head and people hating on us because of who we are or what we've said. Okay, that guy is definitely in a precarious situation, a vicious situation, and I hope ultimately it all works out for him. But do I think he's leaving? Do you guys think he would leave? I seen it as a filler. Real talk. I seen him when he asked his homeboy. I seen the look in his eye. He had a gleam in his eye for that one moment. I knew he was telling truthfuses, right? And he said, oh man, I'm gonna get on. I'm going to Arizona. I was like, yes, you need to push past Arizona. You need to think Virginia as shit or North Carolina. Real talk. And if you want to gangbang, go to South Carolina. If you want to play that north-south shit, right? Whatever you do, homie, definitely get on and go far, because it's getting ugly. It's getting ugly. That youngster came up short, to which reasons we don't know. But if you have any type of smut on your name, or people are feeling any type of way about you, like I said, the demo was laid. It's only a matter of time. And it's ugly to say. It's ugly to see the future, but it is real. And it takes someone, even if I'm from up north, Northern California, man, and he doesn't really care for me, that's fine, man. I'm going to say it because you're brown, brother. You know what I mean? Stay alert. I said stay aware. I know every day I'd be waking up looking in the mirror like, oh, hell no, the little homie's gone. Shit, I'm next. I said, fuck that, right? You can't play games out here. Social media, what you do out here has become real now. Don't you guys notice? You see it all the time on lives. People getting smoked on live, ops coming, all kinds of shit's happening. It's real life. It doesn't got real anymore. You can't tell people where you're at because they'll pull up to the spot where you're at. You can't go live in certain places because motherfuckers are going to recognize the Eiffel Tower and come to France and pluck your ass like a French fry. You just can't do nada anymore. And that's just the way life is, People always feel, and they have animosity towards you. They want what you got, or they just want to cancel you out because they don't want to see you have nothing. It's just the way life works out. Anyways, with that being said, I hope that you guys move smooth with a purpose and you enjoyed this content, man. I'm just being real. Do you guys think Swifty's going to move, or was he just playing games and saying that? I honestly, truly believe even if he does move, it's not going to make a difference because he always has to come back to court. And if he goes to county jail, I don't know. He might be able to wiggle, might be able to kick it. Like people told me in my DMs, hey, man, Money Sign Sway was a real one. He did it like a real one. Yeah, but he's a real dead one now. And that's fucked up, eh? Rest in peace. You just never know, man. For those of you that have never been a prisoner of the penitentiary, right now, don't go. It's an ugly situation. It's a very cutthroatish game. Back in the days, there was a whole lot of respect. Back in the days, there was a whole lot of convicts doing things. Nowadays, man, everybody wants to get that. Everybody needs that. And they're going to take that from you if you have it. Period, plain and simple. Don't care what yard you go to, man. You better do your research. Jesse. All these motherfuckers talking that high power shit about general population wiggles harder than the mess and wise. Shit, do your research, Jesse. The hardest yards in California prison are the mess and wise. That's the wild, wild west, west. Them bottles don't play. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's gonna be the head that wears the crown. I'm gonna continue to rock like I rock. I'm gonna rock out with my cock out because I'm gonna does what I do. You know what I mean? And this shit's hurting. I gotta take my medication. About to scratch me like it was a damn fucking werewolf. Hey, Holmes, I got you, eh? Over here, Holmes. Bang, bang. The gun.